It's your boy Eddie here, and welcome back to the channel, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. As y'all know, it's been a minute since I posted, since the white cements, but what we got right here is a sneaker that I'm extremely excited for, and I just love how they switch things up. But before we even continue this video, guys, please make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that, because again, in order for your boy's channel to continue growing, we got to hit more and more milestones. So with that being out of the way, let's just get right into what you came here for, which is none other than the WORKSOUT Nike Air Max 95. And I do have to say, guys, based off of first impressions, this is 100% a cop to me. I do prefer the all black colorway versus this medium olive colorway, but overall I do love the silhouette. I do love the changes and updates that they made, and overall I think that this is an amazing sneaker that they've created from the South Korean retailer WORKSOUT. So now I'm moving on to the box details of the sneaker. What I truly love is that they actually put the history of the sneaker on the box itself, so we're going to get all that information right now. So as you can see on this side of the box, we do have that nice OG Air Max 95 box, which I do enjoy. So we do have the Air, and then the R connects to the M, which makes the Air Max, which is a pretty nice touch. Then when going onto this side of the box, instead of having more of the Air Max 95 details, it actually goes over the history of the whole entire WORKSOUT brand. So when actually looking into it, it states that we can work it out in quotation marks, and then it says that attitude is how this all started. At high school, we bonded over fashion, culture, and creativity, and we decided to own our futures and founded WORKSOUT. Today, we're still trying to find new paths. That's our story, but it's not important right now. What's important is the stories you will create and the places you will go in these sneakers. Don't worry, you'll work it out. Then moving on to this side of the box, you can see that silver detail right there. Then when going onto this side, we do have the WORKSOUT logo, which is a pretty nice touch onto the Air Max 95 box, which definitely gives that collaborative feel. And then when going onto this side of the box, we do have the sticker tag right there, and it does read off as Nike Air Max 95 SP, and the colorway shown is Sequoia Black. So pretty much they've been saying it's like a medium olive or a medium black, and I can see how they kind of have that medium black detail, but it's more of a medium olive when you get it in hand. They do have an exclusive all black colorway, which is what I really want. So hopefully I can flip these and somebody just takes a bid for that size 8.5 for the black colorway, because that joint is gas. I truly love how that pair looks. And then moving on to the sizing of the sneaker, which I just mentioned a couple moments ago, I did go with a size 8.5. My true to size is a size 8. However, in all Air Max 95s, I always go a half size up at the minimum because they are a tighter feeling shoe. So with this sneaker right here, they changed the whole entire upper. We don't have those multiple layers and panels and all that type of stuff. It's just one panel of the sheen textile material, which will make you think that you could go true to size because it's less materials on the actual shoe itself. However, after putting them on, I would 100% recommend to go with that half size up because it does still have that same Air Max 95 feeling to it. However, I do have to mention that these are way more comfortable. I love how this shiny textile material just morphs to your foot, and it kind of just shapes with the way you walk. It feels really great, and it's probably one of the more comfortable Air Max 95s that I've ever put on in my life. They feel really great, but I do, again, 100% recommend to go half size up. Then when opening the lid right here, you can see that we do have this kind of Fear of God-ish Nike. Even the Fear of God Athletics original first collab had this kind of foil detail right here, but it is the WORKSOUT brand instead of Fear of God. But I just wanted to point that out. And then when you actually pull this all the way out, you actually get the whole WORKSOUT logo right there. And then under this foil detail, we do have the standard white wax tissue paper right there, and there's nothing else to report on that. So now let's just get right into the details of the shoe. And I do have to say, man, I absolutely love what they did with the Air Max 95. Obviously, the Air Max 95 is an OG sneaker. Some people like to say keep it classic, keep it OG, but I'm always open to new ideas if it makes sense. And for me, this specific collaboration right here is absolutely phenomenal. I do wish that they did make more colorways. However, that all black pair has to be mine. If somebody knows somebody, let me know if we could work something out. But I do want that 8.5 in the black colorway. This medium olive colorway is really dope too. Definitely gonna be great for the fall. But as somebody that likes to wear a lot of black, a lot of blue, a lot of gray, the all black pair is gonna definitely service me more than this medium olive pair. But as you can see, instead of having the multiple 4 to 5 layers of different panels on top of the Air Max 95, we do have this all textile sheen material. And when shining the light on it and looking at it at different angles, it definitely gives a more velour vibe to it, which gives it a kind of premium look to it. But when you touch the actual material, you can see that it is this kind of just textile sheen material, which again feels great on foot. and it actually morphs to your feet when you actually move around with it, which I think is a very nice touch. And I just really love what WORKSOUT did with the brand. So now I'm focusing onto the toe box area. Instead of having our standard Air Max 95 toe box, we do have this very soft sheen textile medium olive detail right here. And then we do have this kind of 3M panel that actually wraps around the whole entire shoe. It kind of is used, I guess, to replicate the different panels of the Air Max 95. However, I just love how they executed it with this particular sneaker. Then when looking at the mudguard of the sneaker, you can see that we do have this rough textile synthetic leather mudguard, which I think is a very nice touch. And it does have that medium olive hit to it, which is really nice. When you actually feel the material, it does feel great. It doesn't feel like leather, but after checking the insole of the shoe, it does actually say that this sneaker was made with some synthetic leather material. So I'm going to have to assume the mudguard, the eyelet area, as well as the back heel area of the shoe, which has this kind of textile leather feel to it, are those synthetic leather panels. Then we're moving more upwards of the shoe, which is another detail that I truly love. We do have these eyelets, right? But what I really do love about these eyelets is the fact that we do have two laces, but you don't even notice it. When I saw the product pictures, I never noticed that there was two laces. So there's this kind of bungee lace, and you can't really use it for function, but it's pretty much used to hold up the whole entire sneaker itself. And then right over the bungee laces is the standard black laces that you can see right here. That does have a 3M hit to it, as well as these metal aglets right here that does say WORKSOUT on it. But again, what I really love is that these bungee laces keep the shoe together, and it's just really low key. You really don't even notice it until you get the shoe in hand. So I do love how these bungee cords actually serve as a replacement to the elastic straps that are usually on the inside of the tongue. That just gives that lockdown feel of the standard Air Max 95. So I absolutely love that. Then when looking at the tongue itself, we do have more of that synthetic leather and a lighter olive detail right here, and it still does have that kind of rigid feel to it, which is a pretty nice touch. And then we have a kind of replication of the mesh that is on the standard Air Max 95. However, it is made out of a different material and gives this kind of more durable feel to it. I don't know how to really describe it, because when you actually rub your fingers on it, it does have this kind of grippy feel to it, but it isn't the standard mesh that we're used to on a standard Air Max 95. Then when going on top of the tongue tab right here, normally we do have that Air Max logo, but for this specific collaboration, it does say WORKSOUT, which I think is a very nice touch. And then moving on to the medial side, this is some of the biggest changes that we have ever seen on any Air Max 95 collaboration. So as you can see, we do have this oversized Nike check right here in this medium olive colorway, and it does have this kind of rubberized material. From what I've read on the Nike website is the fact that this molded detail on the Nike check is used to replicate the storefront of the actual WORKSOUT retail shop in South Korea, which I think is a very nice touch. And then when moving on to the back heel area now, we do have more of that synthetic leather material with this kind of rough, rigid feel to it. And from what I've actually read, this is actually used to replicate the interior design of the WORKSOUT retail shop, which is a pretty nice touch. Then when moving on to the medial side of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows with the lateral side, so there's nothing else to report on there. So now let's just focus onto the midsole. And something to know, guys, if you didn't already know, is the fact that they are using the big bubble Air Max 95 detail here. So as you've seen on the Neons, as you've seen on the MoMA review that I did, all of these are actually using the same Air Max 95 bubble. Then when moving on to this side of the air bubbles, which is standard to all of the Air Max 95s, you're gonna be able to see my hand go through the bubbles right here. And then when going on to the outsole of the shoe, the same thing pretty much follows suit with all Air Max 95s. So we do have the same Air Max 95 traction pattern, and then we do have this plastic shank plate right here. And then it does have that Nike Air logo right at the center of it. Then one more thing that I do want to show you guys before I conclude this review is the fact that we do have this nice insole detail, and it is different for each individual insole. So on this side, it does say WORKSOUT with the Nike check right there, and it does have some words that's written in Korean, and I can't translate that for y'all because I don't speak Korean. However, I'm going to assume what's shown on the other side of the insole, which is on the left side, is this thing right here, which says become indispensable. And I'm going to have to assume that the words on this insole matches the words on this insole. So it does say, again, one more time, become indispensable. And pretty much with that being said, guys, that's going to conclude all the history as well as the details of the shoe. So now let's get right into this on for look, guys. So that's going to conclude the reviews. Was an awful look, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for y'all. Definitely let me know what you think about the Nike Air Max 95 Works Out in the medium olive colorway. Is it a cop or drop? I definitely want to hear y'all thoughts down below. For me, it's a cop, but I do prefer the all black colorway as opposed to this medium olive colorway. So hopefully somebody hits that bid so I could just cop that. Please do, because I really do want the all black pair. But anyways, that doesn't even matter. So other than that, y'all don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're already subscribed to the channel, definitely be sure to share with your friends and your family and all that. Because again, in order for your boy's channel to continue to grow, we got to hit more and more milestones. And I can't do that without y'all. So I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.